As bird enthusiasts, seek to discover and attract the best birds to your wildlife preserve. Collect food, lay eggs, and expand your bird collection as you build powerful combinations in each of your habitats. Collect the most points at the end of the game and be the enthusiast with the greatest sanctuary in Wingspan. Wingspan is played over a total of 4 rounds. In each round, players take turns in clockwise order, taking actions until all of their available action cubes have been used up. On their turn, players can take one of 4 actions: play a bird card, gain food, lay eggs, or draw more bird cards. The first action a player can take is to play a bird card from their hand. Playing bird cards not only makes other actions more powerful, but played bird cards also have endgame victory points, nests of different types to collect eggs, and bonus actions that are triggered when played, when activated, or on other players' turns. To play a bird from your hand, put an action cube on your individual player board above the column that you are going to play the bird. The bird must be played in the appropriate habitat shown on the card: forest, grasslands, or wetlands. You must also pay the appropriate food also shown on the card. After you have paid the food, put the card on the leftmost open spot of that habitat. If the bird card has a when played action, it is triggered as soon as the card is laid. Before a bird card can be played, players must make sure they have enough food to feed the bird. To gain food, first place one of your action cubes in the leftmost space in the forest habitat, or gain food row, without a bird in it. Then, gain the amount of food according to the number of dice shown on the space. As you can see, the more birds you have played, the more powerful the spaces become. For each food you gain, remove a die from the bird feeder and gain the matching food from the supply. If at any time all dice in the bird feeder show the same face, you may refill the bird feeder by re-rolling all 5 dice. Once the food has been collected from the main supply, move your action cube left, activating any brown when activated powers, until your action cube reaches the far left of the row. Some of these actions include flocking and hunting, where bird cards can be tucked behind other cards for endgame points. Extra food bonuses, where food can be cached on cards for more endgame points, or other bonus actions such as drawing or playing new bird cards and collecting endgame bonus cards, which reward players for meeting personal goals. Setting up and utilizing these powers is essential to playing Wingspan. Instead of playing bird cards or collecting food, the third action a player can take is to lay eggs. Eggs are important for a couple of reasons. Playing bird cards after the first column also has an egg cost on top of the required food. And any egg a player has at the end of the game is worth victory points. Laying eggs happens in much the same way as collecting food. But instead of putting your action cube in the forests, laying eggs happens in the grasslands. Again, place your action cube in the leftmost free space and collect the amount of eggs from the supply as indicated on the space. Some spaces even have an option to trade any one resource for an extra egg. The color of egg is not important, and any egg can be placed on any bird in any habitat as long as there is room. Each bird card indicates how many eggs can be stored on that card. Then, just like when collecting food, move your action cube left, activating any brown when activated powers. Move your cube all the way to the left. If a player runs out of cards or doesn't want to play a card they have, they can draw new bird cards by placing an action cube in the wetlands. Just like collecting food and laying eggs, place your action cube in the leftmost space and draw the number of bird cards indicated on that space. When drawing bird cards, you may choose from the face-up cards on the tray or the top card from the face-down pile. Cards in the tray are not refilled until the end of the player's turn. Once again, move your action cube left, activating any brown when activated powers. Once all players have used all of their action cubes, the round ends, and it's now time to score your first points. During game setup, the end of round scoring card was either flipped to the 1 point per targeted item side, where players simply get points for the number of items they have, or the more interactive majority of targeted item side, where players compete with each other to have the most of each target. Also during setup, the targeted items were drawn at random and placed on the board. These targets include number of eggs in certain nest types, number of bird cards played in different habitats, and other various goals. Each player places one of their action cubes on the board according to how many points they receive to be added to their end game points. Using action cubes to keep track of these points means that players have one less action to take in future rounds. However, the more birds you add to your board, the more powerful each turn becomes. Play continues as players play cards, build their engine, and collect bonuses until the end of the fourth round. After the fourth round, players add up all of their points, and the player with the most points becomes the winner of Wingspan.
If, at the end of this video, you like what you saw, why don't you hit that like button? And if you like the Nerd Shelves series, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. Thanks!